I'm making this video because quite a number of my patients have recently come in saying that they are going through physical symptoms because of the prolonged nature of the grief, and they can't seem to be able to get past it or to move on from it. And grief is hard. You have to do the time. You have to put in the time. But once you find out that you are stuck and you're just not being able to move forward into doing the things that life requires, or you find that you're moving on, but you cry easily, or you find that even though 10 years have passed, you're still crying about the loss as if it happened yesterday. In a way, it can be a bit comforting in that you might find that, okay, because I'm grieving, the person wherever they are knows that I care about them. But the thing is, if they are there and they know, they may not be able to move on either because they might be worrying about you. So if you love that person and they loved you, then it may be that they want your happiness now. So let's just have a look at some of the methods of shifting stuck grief now. And there are a number of them, and one of them is very powerful. I'm going to start with that one, and it's what I call the grief letter. Now, the grief letter is an exercise that you can do on your own, preferably, which will be an amazing experience. You may cry during it, but afterwards, how you will feel like literally a weight has lifted off your back. Now, how you do the grief letter is simple. You write, "Dear Lord, please deliver the following letter to my loved one," and say the name of your loved one. And then you can start writing, "Dear so-and-so," and you put the person's name in. "Since you left, I so-and-so have been going through this, da, 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 da. I'm so broken that you left so soon, that I didn't get to see you before you died. I wasn't able to be there with you. Can you ever forgive me for whatever from the past that you didn't get closure from? I wish I could have blah, 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 whatever it is that you didn't get to say to the person or get to do for the person. I should have done more. I'm so sorry I didn't." Get that closure that you need by saying everything you need to say. Leave no stone unturned in this letter. And when you're done, you'll have to say, "And now I release you to the good, all the good that is before you, so that you can enjoy the fullness of the next phase. And even as you become free, I become free. I hereby cut any soul tie connection between myself and the grave. You are free and I am free." Just emphasize that part. And then you can end your letter any way you want. What I normally do with this letter and advise my patients to do with the letter is to carry it outside and burn that thing. Just burn it. And as the smoke rises and it becomes ash, you release everything. You release anger. You release fear. You release heaviness. You release all the stuckness that you've been experiencing, all the guilt, if there is any, but just release completely as the smoke rises, as that thing goes up to God, right? And that's it. That's the grief letter. That's the grief letter. There are other things that you can do, some perspective shifts that really significantly help you. And I'm going to just run them through right now, and that will help you with finally putting this thing to bed. Just knowing that they're going to be in paradise. So, it is a beautiful place for those persons who have had near-death experiences or who have died and come back. They have things to say like, "Hey man, it was amazing. This place, the colors are so faded. They're so ugly. The colors on earth, they're so horrible compared to the colors I saw." They come back and describe music. They describe the lighting. They describe the freedom of not having deadlines, of no more tears. I mean, there's so many things that persons who have gone to the other side have experienced, that when they've come back, they say, "Listen, I'm not worried about death anymore." And so I'm not going to block my ears to that. When my loved one is leaving, I want to think about those things. And right now, this is not about let's split hairs as to what actually happens. This is about getting you free. So that's the perspective I like to look at it from. They're going to a place that is just going to surpass their expectations and bring bliss and joy and take all the pain that was in their lives away. Okay, so that's God perspective. Then now from the person's perspective, it's like they know they're dying in some cases, sometimes they don't, and they blink and then they're suddenly in wow, a new place. I like to think about things like an amazing chariot coming, and some of the loved ones might be in it waving hi, welcoming them like a welcoming party. The thing about the brain is that you can imagine it any way you want to. And your mind, your memories, your subconscious mind will grab that and hold that as the prevailing thing that it will think about when you think about the passing of the person. And so that shifts the perspective because you're not thinking about the suffering anymore. You're thinking about the happiness that's coming after. And okay, so that's from the person's perspective. Then we have to think about from your perspective. Now, initially, you're going to go through a lot of how will I live, all of these things, which how is, what kind of reality can exist without my loved one? But the thing is that God usually sends a destiny helper to that they won't be able to fill the void. They won't be able to take the place of the person, but they will hold a space which can bring some peace to you. For instance, when I lost my aunt, the Lord sent someone who became that kind of person that I can talk to. It's not the same person. It's not the same either, but it's something. So there is a destiny helper who will usually be sent in every case with a patient that has come to me that I've helped with these exercises to help shift stop grief. They tell me, yes, there is someone who, has come into my life. And usually, if you don't block the person, there will be that one for you too. Okay, then the next thing is that you are still here. So your loved one has gone, but you are still here, which means that there is a purpose for your life. And that purpose was there from the day you were born, even before that person, you became even aware of that person. Your purpose, your destiny was set. And so we still have to fulfill that. So no matter what is happening, the high seas, the driving rain, the strong winds, we still have to fulfill our purpose and we should move towards it. And the thing about it is, our lives were created so that we would not be suffering all the time. Part of it is most of our lives, the desire and design for our lives is that we will enjoy our lives and have it to the full until it overflows. So yes, we have to spend time grieving. We do. There are a set amount of tears that if you don't cry them, you'll not be finished. So cry them out if it just happened. But at a certain point, you have to recognize that you're not here for prolonged suffering. So it's time. It's time to start figuring out how to enjoy your life again. Now, you might be wondering how can I? How? So I normally give my patients what's called a 10 things list. And in that 10 things list, we say, guess what? Write a list of the 10 things that you could add to your life today or in the coming weeks that will improve or increase your enjoyment of life. 10 things. I call it the 10 things list. So I gave them that list, and just the act of writing the 10 things actually begins to shift your mindset into maybe this is possible. Maybe I can really enjoy my life again. And yes, I'm here to tell you, yes, you can. When my sister committed suicide, I thought that life would end. I couldn't see a reality after she died. I couldn't see it. And, the family went nuts. Everybody went crazy. They were like, oh, trying to see who to blame. And some of the louder family members decided that they should pin the blame on me. Now, and then tell people that it was my fault. So it's like so many people had heard that I was to blame for this, and it really wasn't true. So I had to be going through the family drama at the same time. And it was super hard because I had the anger, I had bitterness, unforgiveness. I had so many negative emotions that I had to release or die. Literally had to release or die, forgive or die. Just let go and move on and go into purpose, go into what's calling me, what has been my call, what are my gifts, because you have gifts. You have gifts, and those gifts are for the world. And even this grief, overcoming it is going to help you to be in a position to help other people. So I hope that this video has really helped you. The information shared, please do the exercises and the 10 things list and your grief letter. And look at the perspectives that I shared. Again, if there is someone you know and love who is also going through grief and maybe stuck in it, stuck in the cycle that's draining their life out, please share this video with them. Please like this video. Please leave a comment if you think that this video has helped you. Okay, guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.